Justin Martyr was born around 100 AD during a time of great change and cultural fusion. He hailed from Flavia Neapolis, a Roman city in Samaria, a region rich in history and diverse influences. This was a time when the Roman Empire was at its peak, exerting its influence across vast territories. Yet, amidst this grandeur, a new force was quietly emerging: Christianity. Justin was raised in a pagan family, steeped in the traditional beliefs of the time, and received a classical education that emphasized rhetoric, logic, and the arts. From a young age, he was a seeker of truth, always questioning and exploring the world around him. Like many intellectuals of his day, Justin turned to philosophy for answers, hoping to find a coherent system that could explain the complexities of life. He immersed himself in the teachings of Stoicism, which emphasized personal ethics, Pythagoreanism, with its mystical elements, and Platonism, which focused on ideal forms and the nature of reality. Justin devoured philosophical texts, spending countless hours in study and engaging in spirited debates and discussions with other scholars. He was drawn to the intellectual rigor and moral principles these schools offered, finding solace in their structured approaches. Yet despite his deep engagement, something was missing. None of these philosophies fully satisfied his longing for a deeper, more comprehensive understanding of truth and existence. He yearned for a belief system that could not only explain the world and its meaning, but also provide a sense of purpose and direction in his life. This quest would eventually lead him to Christianity, where he found the answers he had been seeking. Justin found himself disillusioned with the limitations of the philosophies he studied. He had spent countless hours poring over ancient texts, hoping to find answers to the deeper questions of life. Stoicism, with its emphasis on virtue through reason, felt cold and impersonal. The rigid discipline and emotional detachment it advocated left him yearning for something more heartfelt and human. Pythagoreanism, focused on numbers and mysticism, seemed abstract and impractical. The intricate patterns and numerical relationships fascinated him, but they did not provide the practical guidance he sought for everyday living. Platonism, though appealing in its concept of ideal forms, failed to connect with the realities of daily life. The lofty ideals and theoretical constructs felt distant and unattainable in the face of his daily struggles. His search for truth continued. He wandered through libraries, engaged in discussions, and reflected deeply on the teachings he encountered. Justin's heart longed for more than intellectual concepts. He sought a lived experience of truth. He desired a philosophy that resonated with his soul and provided a sense of purpose and fulfillment. He observed the various schools of thought around him, each claiming to hold the key to wisdom. The diversity of perspectives intrigued him, but none seemed to offer a complete answer. He engaged with their proponents, debating their ideas and testing their logic. These interactions sharpened his mind but did little to soothe his restless spirit. Despite his efforts, a sense of emptiness lingered. The more he learned, the more he realized how much he did not know. His philosophical journey seemed to have led him to a dead end. Yet, deep within, he felt that the search was far from over. There had to be more to discover, more to understand, and more to experience. One day, while walking by the sea, Justin encountered an old man. This meeting was no ordinary encounter. It was destined to change the course of his life forever. They began a conversation about philosophy and the nature of God. The dialogue was intense and thought-provoking, touching on the deepest questions of existence. The man, a Christian, listened patiently to Justin's inquiries and then challenged his assumptions. He didn't just answer Justin's questions, he invited him to think more deeply. He spoke of a God who was not just a distant concept, but a loving Father who had revealed himself through Jesus Christ. This was a radical idea for Justin, who had always thought of God as an abstract, impersonal force. The old man's words struck a chord deep within Justin. It was as if a veil had been lifted, allowing him to see the world in a new light. He spoke of Christ's teachings and the transformative power of the gospel. The message was simple yet profound, offering a new way of understanding life and purpose. He challenged Justin to look beyond the limitations of human philosophy and consider the claims of Christianity. This was not just an intellectual exercise, it was a call to a new way of living. Intrigued and filled with a new sense of hope, Justin began to study the scriptures. He found in them a depth of wisdom and a coherence that he had never encountered before. He was struck by the coherence, wisdom, and power of the Christian message. It was a revelation that would lead him on a path of transformation and ultimately to a new faith.